What's up guys, it's Rogue here and welcome back to yet another amazing video in the channel. So for today's video we're going to be doing an updated deck profile of a going second deck that we did have on the channel a few weeks ago. So this is a going first trap version of the Unchained deck, which I believe is probably one of the best rogue decks out there right now, not just in terms of power but in terms of price as well. These rogue decks can be very expensive sometimes, but Unchained, thanks to the megatins of 2020, did all get reprinted and their prices were just reduced heavily. So without any further ado, let's get straight into this video. And before we get there, make sure you smash a like on this video. Let me know down below what deck profile you want to see next. Make sure you subscribe. 95% of you who watch this video are not subscribed. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't miss any more of our weekly videos, and could be an interesting video coming up as a surprise extra video in the next few days, so make sure you stick around for that. We will be doing a massive giveaway of a few boxes at 1,000 subs. Long distance away, but I'm telling you guys now so you guys are ready. So let's get straight into this main deck. Alright guys, let's get straight into this main deck. So to start it off, we are of course going to be playing triple Unchained Twin Sarama. He, in my opinion, is the best Unchained monster because he grants you the ability to grind out games. I'm telling you guys, this card is essential for your late game pushes, your early game pushes, your mid game pushes. This card is essential. Basically what he does is he targets an Unchained card in your grave, sets it, and then destroys a card. It can be the card you set. So for example, you set a trap from the grave that you've used of an Unchained, then destroy the trap and you get a free special from the deck, because every Unchained trap and spell, if it's set when destroyed, basically gets you a free body on the field, and the monsters do the same. Most of the Unchained monsters, when destroyed, special you another Unchained monster with a different name from your main deck or hand, which is very nice. And why, in my opinion, this deck is very difficult to beat, because you just keep floating into guys that have different effects, and it's very versatile in that way. So of course we are going to be playing as well triple of the Unchained Twin Rakia. He is just a quick effect pop of your cards, and basically can use it to trigger effects. If you have a Unchained Abomination, for example, you can use Rakia effect, destroy a card, and that will trigger your Abomination to pop another card, which is very nice. So triple Rakia, and of course as well triple Aruha. We want the deck to be as consistent as possible, guys, and this is the way. Triple Aruha, basically what he does is he's a special summon from your hand by targeting a card you control and destroying it. So basically if you have another Unchained monster, you can target that with Aruha, destroy it and special summon Aruha, and then the Unchained monster will get its effects. So very nice as well to either extend or to start off your plays. Aruha is very nice. Moving on to the big Unchained monsters here, I don't play a massive ratio of them. I play double Unchained Abominable Soul because he is very nice. Specials out your hand when a card you control is destroyed, and then basically discard a card and just destroy one card on the field, and that doesn't target. And we are playing Brick. He is basically a brick. You never want to see him in your hand, but he's very good when you do use him. He basically lets you use your opponent's monster as a link material once per turn during your turn, and if he is destroyed, so for example if you set him with Sarama, you can then destroy him. He is a monster reborn for the Unchained monsters in your grave. So very nice. Sucks to see him, hence why I'm playing him at 1. If you are playing Pot of Desires, maybe bump him up to 2 because you sort of need one in the deck. So that's just if you are playing Pot of Desires, which is a budget alternative to what we are playing. Moving on for the hand traps here, just triple Ash. Basically the most useful hand trap, will always be live no matter what deck you play against, unlike some of the other hand traps, so that's why I play triple Ash. We've got double Ghost Spell. This card, I've realized how insane it is, being able to stop cards like Schism, Invocation, Nadir's Servant, Gamma, just to name a few. This card is actually insane. It can also stop Scarlet Sanguine and the Golden Lord as well. Insane card, this format, guys. Stops all the Drytrons as well. I recommend you guys play it. And of course double Crow. This can also be your Skullmeister. I just prefer Crow because it removes the threat from the grave. So that is the hand trap lineup, and that's it for the monsters. Moving on for the spells here, we literally just play triple Pot of Extravagance for the draw power, and triple Abomination's Prison to search yourself any Unchained card. This is how you make the deck as consistent as possible. You just play these 6 spell cards. If you can't afford the Pot of Extravagance, you can play triple Pot of Desires, but then maybe you're going to want to bump up your one of Unchained monster to 2 because you sort of need one in the deck, as I explained before. And Abomination's Prison just lets you search for any Unchained card. It sucks that it itself isn't an Unchained card, or else you'd be able to recycle it with Sarama, but I guess that's what they needed to do to sort of balance the deck. And now guys, moving on to the traps. It is a very heavy trap build this, so we are playing, of course, the mandatory traps that we have to play, which is triple of each Unchained card, which is the escape and the chamber. Basically a monster reborn, or can special one out your hand, and then basically just a pop by destroying a Unchained and a card your opponent controls, and this will trigger its effects as well. So very nice. Moving on for the power trap of the deck, I can't explain to you guys how good Torrential Tribute is. Your monsters do gain all their effects. So basically, you can flip up Torrential Tribute when your opponent has a massive board, destroy all their monsters, and then you will destroy all your Unchained monsters, and then they will special other Unchained monsters from your deck. So this card is not bad at all in this deck. And I'd highly recommend it if you guys are going for a trap build. Torrential Tribute, in my opinion, is a must-have. Moving on for other traps here. We do have double Solemn Strike and double Dimensional Barrier. These are the traps that you can play around with, in my opinion, as well as the compulsory evacuation devices. I have seen builds that do play triple Trap Tricks instead, and then just the triple Ice Dragon's Prison. But I prefer it this way, guys, because in my opinion, these traps are very useful as well, and a lot cheaper than Ice Dragon's Prison. So that is why I'm rocking the traps that I am. They're all very good in their own rights. I don't really have to explain to you guys what these cards do. They've been around for a very long time. So now I'm going to be showing you quickly the extra deck. Alright guys, so this is the extra deck here. I'm going to be keeping it plain and simple and showing you guys quickly. We are of course going to be playing double Unchained Abomination. This card is a 2-of because we do play Power of Extravagance. If you aren't playing Power of Extravagance, I'd probably bump this down to 1 because you hardly ever really make him. If you do make him, he is very good, but in other circumstances, you usually just avoid making him to stick to your other Link 4s, but we do play 2 of him, because if you pull the Extravagance, it's nice to at least have 1. We are playing triple Unchained Soul of Anguish, because this card is very important. Basically, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using your Rage in your opponent's turn to go into your Anguish most of the time, and this lets you basically link with your opponent's monsters during their turn, and then link with your opponent's monsters during your turn. That's why I can take 3 of each. If you do banish 3 of basically a Rage, you can make the Anguish, obviously, using other monsters, using the big guy, but usually after an Extravagance, you're going to want to see at least minimum 2 Rage and 1 Anguish, so that's just what I'm going to be telling you guys. For the non-Unchained monsters here, we are playing, of course, 1 Access Code Talker. I know this card is pricey. Budget alternative to this could maybe be a Borrowload Dragon, sort of similar concept, difficult to deal with monster. Access Code Talker, I believe, is very good because he just lets you win games that if you're very behind, being able to become 5,300 attack. If you use him off an Anguish, which you can do because he uses your opponent's monsters. So with an Anguish, use your opponent's monster and you make a Access Code, which is why I believe that Access Code is very nice. And for your other Link 4 here, I am playing 1 Bomber Dragon, just basically a Regeki of the board, which isn't too bad. As I said before, your Unchained monsters do float, and you can make him as well using your opponent's monsters because he has Dark as well. Moving on for your Link 3s here. We are playing 1 Nightmare Unicorn. Sometimes you do use your Soul of Rage to go into Nightmare Unicorn instead of Anguish, and then basically lets you spin a card back during your opponent's turn, which is very nice. We are playing 1 Nightmare Phoenix and 1 Nightmare Cerberus. This is basically just in case it comes up, basically in case you need to get rid of a spell or trap, and in case you need to get rid of a monster in the main monster zone. That's why we're playing them. And for the last 2 spots of the extra deck, I am playing 1 Ningirsu. He is basically your out to Dragoons and other cards of that sort of type. And for our flex spot here, we are playing 1 Zeus. This should probably be a 2nd Access Code, because I have realized that when I do use Power of Extravagance, I do usually banish my 1 Access Code. But the theory behind Zeus is you make Ding, you can out whatever you need to out, attack with Ding, and then slap on a Zeus after, and that helps you control the board very well as well. So that's the end of the deck profile, guys. I'm going to be cutting now to the outro. Alright guys, so that's the end of the deck profile. I hope you guys did enjoy my take on the Going First Unchained deck profile. And if you guys do want to see a Going Second version, make sure you do hit the link down below. There is also a Going Second version of the deck that we did post quite a few weeks ago. So make sure you check that out if Going First isn't just quite for you. So make sure you guys leave a like on this video, subscribe. Remember, hit that subscribe button. You want to be here for the giveaway. It's going to be absolutely insane, guys, I promise you that. And make sure you leave a comment down below. I always reply to every comment that you guys leave. So that's the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy and stay safe.
Time to